Oh yes, legends, we are live. I am worried. Are you worried? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can see me, legends, let's just double confirm this. Yes, we can see myself here. We are live. Make sure to destroy the like button, legends, because we got a good one today. We're going to analyze very carefully the situation here for the price of Bitcoin because, my goodness, we are so close in coming down to start sweeping up all of these higher lows that we do have on the chart. My goodness, is this going to be a devastating move down? Is it going to be very aggressive? What levels do we have here to take into consideration? Could we see a large ABC move just very aggressively? When are we going to get that bounce? Are we going to get that bounce? We'll be talking about the timing, the waves here. Eventually, at some point, we are going to see some significant bounce here. However, how low can we move down here very aggressively? We got some Fibonacci tools, levels that we can take a look at here, extensions. How far down can we go here? Because with such an aggressive move down, we do know that, at some point you are going to get a bounce. However, if we do take into consideration the ABC move, well, this could absolutely waterfall from the lows right over here. Now, we're going to be analyzing very carefully what are the most important levels on the higher time frame, right? Because, yeah, we still have some liquidity here beneath $92,000. We also have a huge amount of liquidity that is being built up at $96,000, $97,000, $98,000. We know that that liquidity is going to be fetched at some point. So is it safe to long right now in this downtrend? I have to say, unless I try and catch the ultimate low levels here for the price of Bitcoin, I am not going to attempt any longs here on a bounce. Yesterday, somebody was talking about here that there was time to jump into a long position somewhere in this zone in the comment section. Unless you kind of scalping, you know your strategy, where to put your stop loss, okay? You're managing risk very, very well. There was a long position here, which was basically at a 0.88 Fibonacci. This was mentioned throughout yesterday's stream. I missed out that long because we were talking about some random altcoin throughout the stream, and basically we got a beautiful bounce of a couple of $1,000s yesterday. But that was a sniper long trading setup. You basically look for that long position exactly as you're sweeping up those lows, okay? So when we get that trend here, all right, that horizontal ray from exactly that low, and we do zoom in on the lower time frame. I mean, this was a very much acceptable long position. Make sure to start paying yourself as you get that bounce, because we are very much in a strong downtrend still, right? We're still downtrending, and if you're getting a catch from an very strong confluence level, the 0.88 and that higher low that was created, okay, that we just marked, then eventually you want to start taking some profits on that movement to the upside, not longing here to the upside as you're still downtrending. Now, the most important level to confirm yesterday that we were possibly going to go to much higher levels was breaking the last lower high of the structure, which is this one right over here at $95,900, $96,000 basically. As long as you, after creating this low, don't get above the last lower high, you're still in a very heavy downtrend, okay? So overall, you had to be careful longing yesterday after a bounce because overall we're still downtrending, okay? Now, we're going to be analyzing very carefully on the higher time frames, all right, ever so slightly, a little bit here. Any new subscribers, try and understand a little bit of this move to the downside. Is it about time that we are going to get some kind of relief rally, right? We're kind of expecting support or that relief rally, and the bears are eventually looking for much lower levels, right? This is it. It's over for crypto, right? For Bitcoin. The top is in here at $108,000. I mean, this is quite good to see, guys. This is the kind of FUD that we do want to see to speculate on a possible reversal at some point. For the moment, we are downtrending very aggressively, but this is the kind of sentiment that we want to see, right? And the ETF flows, right, is a great sign. Just on the 3rd of January and the 6th of January, we saw one of the biggest inflows, okay, on the Bitcoin spot ETF. that was literally the area where the price was topping out after breaking above $100,000, right? You got massive inflows. Now we're starting to see some pretty aggressive outflows yesterday with the dump at 568 million. So yeah, it would be nice to see another outflow today. Tomorrow we'll be figuring that out. Okay, by tomorrow we'll have the data on how many outflows we've seen. And if we do see this very aggressive numbers, right, we can start thinking the opposite, right? There's a lot of outflows coming in, right? People actually panic selling, right, on the drop throughout yesterday, potentially today as well. And, you know, that could give us some possible signs of a big major reversal. Now, we need to talk about the levels to the downside, right? We need to talk about the levels. We will need to talk about signs of strength on the chart, right? Because, yeah, catching the low is without a doubt a very complex, right, situation, right? I would not want to get into a long position on a bounce, okay? On a bounce, unless we are seeing a sign of strength and we are breaking local downtrend structure. Any bounces to the upside here to get into a long position is extremely dangerous unless you're breaking major resistance levels, and you could see a confirmation of a higher low forming and going to higher levels. Any longs on these small little bounces are extremely dangerous unless you're a sniper trader and you're getting at very good support levels, such as yesterday here, where you do have that, you know, swing failure pattern from the low and the 0.88 Fibonacci. Then yes, you're managing risk, you have extremely tiny stop loss, or you're basically protecting your position on the bounce, right? You're running a free trade once you get into that trade. If you get stopped out here later on, then that's okay, right? You're managing risk very well like a professional. You're not just aping in on the first little bounce that you get here on this very aggressive downtrend, because you can get burnt. Nobody guarantees that this is going to reverse nicely. You know, I would assume that at some point you are going to get that reversal. But in today's episode, we'll be talking about the confirmation levels, right? What do we need to see to actually confirm, right? There is just one level that I want to see the price getting above to then actually confirm, okay, this is looking good. This is looking good, and I would expect higher for the price of Bitcoin. But as long as we are aggressively forming lower highs, then yeah, we are basically possibly going to lower levels, unless you try to catch the ultimate low levels and you're managing risk, okay? If you're managing risk here, this is not a zone to add to position, right? And long, this is going to bounce at some point, because then you might just drop to $85,000. This is the classic zone where if you do not manage risk, you're going to get wiped out, okay? This is a dangerous area where we don't know how aggressive the drop can be. If you start losing support levels, you could get a candlestick like this. I do not want to bring fear into the people, because I am expecting some kind of bounce, and I'm going to explain a little bit of the strategy on how to play the game safely, right? Regardless if we are wrong with some scenario, we're having stop losses and very good risk management, okay? Because this is the classic zone where people expect a reversal, but they expect it and they don't have a big major trading plan. They're just going to long. It's going to bounce at some point. So I'll just add to the position or whatever, right? Whatever kind of, you know, strategy you're having here, which is very dangerous. And then just suddenly you get that big, massive move down. And then, you know, Bitcoin goes to 88K or 86K. This is just a little risk management tip, okay? Just a little risk management tip here. I don't want anybody to get burnt and just say, why did we drop? Shouldn't we have bounced already because we are at the value area low? We're going to be talking about some entry zones, some day trading and scalping opportunities that we could find here on the chart, and some confirmation levels, right? What I want to see on the chart to actually realize that this is good, right? We're going to get a reversal, or that we could be going to lower levels, right? Levels of resistance. Now, let me just go quickly through the comment section. Destroy that like button, legends. If you do enjoy the content, yesterday was absolutely epic. Make sure to smash it up right away. Let's pump up the like button, get the algorithm crazy. Let's start getting a lot of people in, because we're going to be talking about the next big major support levels and also the resistance levels that we do have, right? If we do get a certain bounce here, you know, where could the price actually get rejected and roll back down, okay? So both scenarios on the chart, on the higher time frame, what is looking more obvious, you would say, right? And I think, you know, there's quite a lot of people already talking about this scenario, is that ABC possibility, okay? The ABC possibility, of course, we did have a major drop yesterday, so you would be expecting some kind of bounce, right? This is, you know, slowly chopping here in this downtrend. And, you know, this has been a very, very strong wave to the downside. So with or without taking the lows, you are expecting some kind of relief rally to come at some point, taking out the lows or without taking out the lows, okay? Now, something that I want to point out here is when you do hit the 0.88 Fibonacci, you have high probability that the low is going to be taken. In this case, from this low right over here, from the 30th of December to the highs here of just a few days ago, we hit the 0.88 Fibonacci. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to take out that low instantly right now in the next coming hours. It just means that there is high probability that we're going to take out this low. And the main reason why is because if you are looking for a possible impulsive move to the upside, right, to come and hit all-time highs in the next coming weeks, a wave 2 is extremely rare to finish at the 0.88 Fibonacci, right? On a wave 2 retracement, you preferably want to see it down at the 50%, at the golden pocket, right? 7, 8 as the maximum level, and then look for the reversal at this area without hitting the 0.88. When you do hit the 0.88, no matter how strong that bounce is going to be, you have extreme high probability that you're looking at all of this to be a correction, and that at some point you are going to take out that low here at $91,300 from the 30th of December. Something to point out, that the probabilities lean on the side that you could take out that low at some stage. However, we are going to be analyzing very carefully the chart on lower time frames, right? Try and understand a little bit of the waves here that we have been forming and what are the different probabilities, right? Because yes, you could arguably discuss that if you do take out this high right over here, this is going to be looking pretty interesting. I mean, preferably we do take out 95,000, which is, you know, the best level that we could take out here to confirm a little bit of bullishness and, you know, a proper reversal. If we do take, I'm going to explain a little bit of this local scenario, right? This little uptrend that we had right over here. Okay, we're still very downtrending, and a little bit of these waves from this high. What is this formation, right? What is this kind of price action that we do have to the downside? Well, for the moment, we can see a pretty aggressive move down with high volume, right? Pretty aggressive move down with some pretty intense volume. Then you have this kind of price action, right? Corrective, and then this movement down. The question is, right? Is this part of an A, B, C kind of move, right? And you are going to come to lower levels, or are you forming an impulsive move down? You got a wave 1, wave 2, another wave 1, and another wave 2 right over here, and you're going to absolutely explode to the downside here in a third wave, 4, 5, 4, 5, and you're just continuing here this very aggressive waterfall on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so we need to understand the possible different scenarios of invalidation, right? Because once you take out this high right over here, I'm expecting higher levels unless you form a major rejection from that point. Because if that were to be the case, then I am looking at a possible flat scenario, right? What do you mean by a flat scenario? Well, basically, you have a 3-wave move here to the upside, a 3-wave move down, and if you start pumping here very aggressively, you got double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and you start moving like this in the next coming hours, there is a possibility, okay, that we could be forming an ABC flat. So this is kind of the level where you can confirm that the uptrend is going to continue, or you're going to reject very aggressively, okay? You could reject very aggressively from that point and then continue to the downside to finally take out $91,200. So this latest structure throughout the last 24 hours is very important, all right? We'll be analyzing a little bit here on the 1 hourly time frame as well, and then zoom in on the lower time frame. First of all, you know, we're getting some people moving in. We'll be talking about the bearish case and the bullish case, okay? Going to the lower time frames to look for some scalping opportunities. Now we got the people in the Legends trading community, all right? We got Aiden and also 𝗕𝗏𝘆𝗽𝗫, you know, providing some possible setups here on the price of Bitcoin here, like looking for aggressive long positions, all right? Which are for the moment playing out pretty nicely. BTC to the moon, kid, says truth. Detective, absolutely. Why not? Why not? Let's go quickly through the comment section, then we'll go through the levels and the analysis. But whoever jumped into a long position yesterday, I hope you are defensive. I hope you did get, you know, you did take out some profits. We were looking at this more as a scalp day trade long. We could bounce a few $1,000s, even going to 96, maybe 97. However, we topped out just slightly above $95,000 and we got a rollover. Regardless, it was over a $2,000 move if you got a good entry here from that bounce. But then we rolled over here to the downside in the last few hours. Okay, so let's go quickly. We only need altcoins to absolutely moon. I am devastated, guys. I had so many good profits, unrealized profits, eventually on spot bags. Also some swing longs that are, you know, some of them are slightly in the negative at the moment. And just because of this major correction, right? This major correction on Bitcoin, obviously the spot bags, you know, this is a $10,000 move that's happened in about 2 days, right? 2 days, we've had a $10,000 move to the downside. We might even get another $5,000 move to the downside in the coming days, you know, even, around about a 5 or even a $10,000 move, right, to the downside in the coming days. I don't want to bring fear, but it's very much a possibility looking at the structure. I want to talk about a higher time frame structure that I want to believe that we're not in that stage. This is why I was so skeptical about this move. And this just has to do with basic market structure and understanding of the chart. Before we go through the lower time frames on Bitcoin and look for the levels and the opportunities, I need to explain this higher time frame pattern, okay? Because, yeah, we know that a lot of people were eyeing, all right, the possibility of the bars pattern, right, from December of 2023, right? There was a lot of hope with this price action. I mean, we were talking about this even a few weeks ago when we were downtrending here in late December, you know, speculating, could we form this, right? And we get an epic reversal. And eventually, the people are going to become most bullish when the price has been pumping, right? When the price is pumping, we're breaking above 100K. It seems like, you know, everybody was celebrating this this scenario, which was very interesting. And I was so skeptical on this price action to the upside and very much interested in a short. You know, I didn't catch the double top. I entered a little late with a very small position. I had to compound that short just to maximize profits. But overall was looking for this area resistance. We had this lower high right there that was front run as well on the chart, right? When we analyzed this chart over here, you know, there was a lower high that was slightly front run right there, which was very, very nice indeed. It was also the value area high from this entire trading zone, you know, was round about that area, okay? Round about that area, we did have, you know, the value area high breakout. This is the kind of fake out zone. Where we're getting supported right now is the value area low. Value area low of the entire trading zone here of the last 2 months, right? 2.5 months, give or take. This is where we're getting supported. So fake outs to the downside, you know, this is the zone where the price could bounce. You know, you get fake outs from value area high, you get fake outs from value area low. you know, is this the moment that the price finally breaks down, right? Finally breaks down. And then, you know, there are reasons to believe that, guys. I have to be sorry, but just want to be very, very cautious with any long positions. Be very, very tight. Okay, manage risk very, very well. Only enter specific levels of support or a possible sign of strength. However, a sign of strength is going to be very difficult, okay? Very, very difficult to realize that sign of strength that we are going to get a significant bounce of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's going to be very, very difficult because every bounce could be a lower high unless you break a major lower high that I'm going to explain right now, which was that ABC flat scenario at 95,200. There's still a possibility. Getting above that high will be bullish. However, it could be an ABC flat as well, right? And then, you know, it's a kind of a little trap, and then you come back down here to the downside. We'll be focusing on lower time frames. I want to go through the comment section, guys, but what I want to make you understand about this structure is looking at a distribution pattern, okay? For anybody that, you know, has been in the market long enough, right? Or even, you know, pretty basic. I am worried about this distribution. Just taking it into consideration. I am bullish. Whatever happens here, I do expect all-time high again, okay? But when we take into consideration the market structure, there is a pattern, right? That's called a distribution event, okay? I want to explain that. I want to show and share with you how, even though this does look like could be a possibility, is unlikely, okay? It's unlikely to see a distribution. And there's one main reason why. It's because of volume. We haven't seen massive amount of selling volume at the highs, okay? That's what you want to see in a Wyckoff distribution pattern, right? You form those slightly higher highs where the whales, the smart money, is actually getting out of the market, right? And this is basically the kind of price action that you've been forming the last few months, right? Where you formed slightly higher highs, and every time you form slightly higher highs, the market has been dumping very aggressively. I know this is a kind of chart, right, for the big major bulls, is, you know, something that you would be in denial, right? I'm kind of in denial to believe that, yeah, this is not a distribution. It can't be a distribution. How we got so much bullish news out there, you know, this could not be the market top, right? It's kind of the, you know, we are human beings. We have emotions, right? So I try to come with a bearish case scenario and you're like, no, it can't be a bearish case, right? It's not a distribution, right? This pattern happened in 2021, right? Let's just zoom out here and go back to the past and analyze that price action that we had in 2021, which was clearly a distribution pattern. And you could actually see some pretty significant selling volume at the highs, okay? That's what you want to see. And you do have a bit of selling volume at the highs, but it's very important to understand on this distribution where you do have a high, you have a slightly higher high and you reject aggressively. You have another higher high and you reject aggressively. At the highs to the downside, right, of, you know, the range, right, you want on this movement down, you want to see significant volume, red volume, right? Usually in an uptrend, what you want to see is increase of volume in a very healthy uptrend, impulsive move. You want to see that volume picking up, right? This is a strong uptrend. You got open interest and volume going up. And when you detect, when we did see here the price action of 2021, okay, we'll go through the comment section 1 second, guys. I want to explain this because I think it's very important. And you know why it doesn't look too probable here where we at right now, because the volume is not massive, right? We ain't seen some massive selling volume from the highs to the lows, which is giving us, you know, advantage to believe that, you know, this is not a distribution. When we analyze the highs, right, just like that distribution pattern where you got the highs, And every time you test the highs, you get a major pullback. You're still uptrending, right? But you get a major pullback. You know, this is the moment you know that the breakouts have been very poor, right? Very poor breakouts at the highs. What you want to see on these major pullback downs is an increase in volume. So you got the first rejection here, and right over here in this downtrend, there is higher volume to the downside. And this is on Coinbase. You can check, you know, these higher, you know, these big exchanges, Coinbase, Binance. You got the high volume here to the downside on this movement. Same applying here, right? When you tested those highs at $62,000, you rejected with an increase of volume. This is basically smart money getting out at very high levels because they don't want to get out down here, right? Usually retail are kind of late here, right? Panic selling here throughout the big major dump. Then we got a massive rally here in Q3, Q4 of 2021. But the overall thing is, as you do create, right, to understand, as you do create those highs, you want to see an increase. You know, you didn't have such an increase, but you did have more volume moving down than moving up here. So you know that big players are getting out at the top. They're getting out here, right? Creating that classic distribution pattern. Every time we hit highs, they dump, right, on the market. So this is, you know, the first major bounce that we got here. I have to say, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, legends, right? But when you do take a look at the chart and you come back down to the lows of the range, right? And you actually break down from the higher low, you break down the structure. You got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low right there because you broke the last higher low, right? The one before creating a higher high. And later on, you form that lower high as you see volume increasing as well when you reject from the highs, which is, you know, this is something that we mentioned on the channel back in 2021 as well. There were actually some people talking about it also, which is where it made a lot of sense for this to actually roll back down. Now, I'm not saying that the bounce that we had above $100,000 just a few days ago is similar to this, but the structure is kind of similar, right? We can fast forward here on to the price action created the last few months, and you know it's not a kind of chart that you like, right? It doesn't look a very strong uptrend, right? It doesn't look very strong. However, you know, when you break the support levels is the kind of game over zone for the people, right? It's over. This is like the best opportunity zone for a fake out, right? For a fake out to the downside and then start recovering to all-time high in the next coming months, which would make sense considering the 4-year cycle theory. Donald Trump, right? It's been a presidential year, right? Election year last year. He is coming into the White House. We have a liquidity cycle, so we should be seeing some money printing activity happening throughout the next coming months. So everything, you know, the fundamentals are kind of a little bit in favor of, you know, the bull run not finished, right? And this is going to be a trap distribution. Now, we have had some increases in volume on the movement down, but not too much. When we take a look at the volume still looks pretty healthy to the upside. There is more volume on the price action to the upside. You do have some selling candles eventually, right? This one here was pretty aggressive, but the movements to the upside have an increase in volume, right? Meaning that, you know, this could still look pretty healthy, right? You don't see a huge amount of volume to the downside here. I mean, when we go to the daily chart, right, you have this one in the middle, which ended up in a big, you know, pump and dump scenario, then another pump right there. I think there was a major news event here happening on the 5th of December. I'm not sure what it was, but we got a volatile move up and down and continue to the upside. Overall, on these selling movements, right, you want to see a huge increase in volume. But, you know, there is some volume, but not enough in my opinion. We'll look at the market structure here, legends. about this, right? About this, Wyckoff distribution. It's pretty interesting to see the market structure, right? Well, let's just get another chart here, because on the side, we're just going to put the chart from 2020. Hang on a second. Yeah, we're going to get the chart here from 2021. I don't want to bring fear, guys. I do think that Bitcoin is going to hit to all-time high, and if we dip below $90,000, we're going to see a recovery. I think this is still part of a correction, and it's going to be a bear trap, and we're going to get one more high. But this is something that we just need to take into consideration. It's not exactly the same, guys. It's never exactly the same, but it's similar. I mean, matter of fact, this is on the 4-hourly time frame, right? But what I want to make you understand is the market structure, okay? The market structure. A lot of people are looking at the bullish case scenario, which is the December price action, which has already failed, right? This December from 2023, where you might have seen so many people on X or maybe on YouTube as well talking about the December price action, right? That the price just absolutely moons from here, right? We were very, very skeptical about this movement to the upside, looking for a very likely rejection. But let's just understand the market structure from the price action of 2021. You might think, okay, hey, we're still in bull run. We just entered 2025, which has to be the most bullish year, right, for Bitcoin and crypto. This is where we do get that massive leg up. But I just want to take a look at the chart, guys. The chart, tells a story, and I don't want to be the bear here. I just want to be aware that, if we do, I am going to look for massive long positions regardless. I am bullish, and I do think that all-time high, based on the chart and the Elliott wave analysis on the higher time frame, that this is an ABC correction. This is likely to be an ABC correction, or that we are likely forming some other type of correction here, more complex. We can go through that in the next coming minutes, right? Well, next 20-30 minutes on the stream, a little bit of higher time frame to try and understand what we are forming here. And this has to do with this leg down. This leg down does not look impulsive. It does not look impulsive in a solid 5-wave move down, in a solid 5-wave structure. Looks more like a double zigzag, right? In a WXY. It just doesn't look very strong as an impulse, meaning that there is low probability that we are going to be pushing down here in a 1-wave, a 2-wave, a 3, 4, 5, and we're going down to $70,000, $60,000, right, in the next couple of weeks. It's unlikely. It doesn't look very strong, okay, as an impulse, just like this one did look very strong back in 2021. But let's just try and look at the structure. I mean, this is a classic bear trap scenario as well, right, where you move down, you move up, you claim the lows, and then you rally. And it's a bear trap, right? Some people might see this as a head and shoulder, right? Head and shoulder right there. This looks awful. You get the classic fake out, shake out. This is going to be a zone that we need to pay attention so good, guys, so well. If we do get down there, we might not even get down there because there's other complex corrective structures, right? There's other complex correction structures that you could be forming here in the next couple of weeks, right? Give or take, maybe a few days. And then you just rally without taking out the low, the very expected low to be taken from most of, the people that are analyzing this scenario. Because I've seen this scenario already about an ABC move down, claim the lows, and then go up. You might not even claim those lows and go up. This is kind of the classic thing. Just like everybody was looking at the bars pattern from December, right, which was basically rallying here in the next coming days, right? Similar price action to December. And then the price came back down, which didn't play out, right? Too many eyes spotting that scenario that this was going to be bullish and we're just going to rally to $108,000 all-time high in the coming days, which was not the case. Legends, just a quick reminder, anybody that is interested, I've been, compounding into the short, trying to maximize as most profits as I can with that short from higher. because I got into a small position. So I've just been following the trend and compounding, taking most of the profits now. Not in any long position. I know some of the legends are in a long, but if you're interested, make sure to check out the link down below, guys. You got weeks with a great sign-up bonus, okay? It is the third link down below in the description. Weeks, okay? You just need an email and a password to sign up. Let's go over here with the higher time frame. We'll focus on the lower time frame, guys, in the next coming minutes, okay? And then I'll go through the comment section. Sorry about the comment section, but I think this is, you know, a little bit important to understand, right? I don't want to bring fear in the market, but just realize that, you know, if we were to aggressively drop in the next coming, you know, couple of weeks, well, we do have a reason to believe why, right? I don't think this is going to be the scenario, okay? Just want to show you the market structure. I don't think that the top is in this bull run, and that we'll be likely breaking all-time highs again in the coming weeks, despite any volatility, any price action to the downside, or any sideways correction range that we could be still forming, which will increase the probabilities, guys, that we will be hitting all-time high. If we start ranging here in the next 1 to 2 weeks, it's going to be looking extremely good for the bulls, okay? It will be a reaccumulation scenario. Just because you'll be invalidating the move down, nothing else, right? You'll be invalidating. So we'll be paying close attention to what happens here in the next coming days. We still need to see that proof of support and range formation to be confident that this is it, guys. You know, we are, whatever kind of correction we do form here, right? You know, it could be multiple different scenarios in a WXY, okay? Which we could talk about some scenarios, but I prefer forming a little bit of the waves to be confident, to see what could happen next and say, okay, guys, you know, we're just very likely going to go up from here, which we don't have any of that data yet, okay, to analyze. So we're not going to speculate. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this on the higher time frame. We want a little bit more price action. So just to let you know, I'm still leaning on the side, despite we do drop below $90,000, that at some point we'll bottom out. And this will be corrective and looking for all-time high. But when you take a look at the market structure from 2021, where it was a clear distribution, I can say that volume does not have, you know, such as a huge amount of selling pressure that we did have here from the highs. But when you take a look at the market structure, you got higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, right? You got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high right over here. And you got this movement to the downside with a lower low. It is a lower low, we like it or not, right? And this bounce over here that we had a few days ago, I mean, I was leaning on the bearish side based on the market structure as well. That I was, you know, happy to believe that a lower high could be on the formation. And if we would have gone to all-time high, I would have said, guys, I missed out on some long positions here. I mean, we did get into some scalp longs, day trade long positions overall on the uptrend, but would have said, you know, I was wrong with the analysis on believing that we could form a lower high here. But, you know, it's kind of market structure, right? We got a break of structure with a confirmed lower low, and you had a confirmation of a lower low right over here, giving high probability that a lower high could be on the formation right there. Now the question is, will we just consolidate here and break down very aggressively, right? Any bounce that does happen here throughout this zone, right? Will we just create a bit of volatility and break down, get a bit of a bounce potentially, and start breaking down? You know, that is the question. Will history repeat, right? Not taking into consideration the 4-year cycle, because this should be the most bullish moment for Bitcoin and crypto, right? Q1 of 2025. Q1 of 2021 was insane. February, March, April, right? Bang. According to the 4-year cycle, this should be the most bullish Q1, right, from the year, where we start absolutely flying, which I do still believe is the case. But when I analyze a little bit of the top from 2021, I mean, this is the daily chart. You need to take that into consideration. Just looking at market structure, basic stuff, candlesticks, you can clearly see that the structure was broken here the last week of December, right? Give or take the third week of December. We already got that start of the move down that confirmed a lower low on this structure from the last couple of months. And the main reason also, just because of structure, you might come up with any fundamental news or analysis. You can see it on the chart, right? You formed a lower high here after breaking structure. You formed a lower high here a few days ago above $100,000 because you broke structure. So, it's just something that is interesting to see, guys. Don't want to be the massive bear right now to say that I'm predicting, trying to predict a massive fall here. Because I am bullish, and I do think that this is a correction still. This is a correction, either in an ABC, and we move to the upside later on in the coming weeks, right? Give or take, maybe entering into February, if we do get that dip. Or we're going to be ranging here. We actually do not take out $90,000, and we start bouncing and start forming some other kind of waves inside of this area, forming a much complex WXY kind of scenario. Then we form a triangle here or a flat, and it gets volatile. There could be different scenarios that could happen here, which will give us so much information to be confident that, guys, all-time high is going to be taken depending on the price action formed in the coming days. We will have a lot of information depending on what happens. So let's go through the comment section, and then we can focus on the price of Bitcoin Legends here on the lower time frame. Just wanted to point that out here a little bit, something that is interesting to see. And I know the bulls are going to be furious with me. The macro bulls are going to be furious with that analysis. It's just looking at the structure, guys, nothing else. I am actually a very strong higher time frame Bitcoin bull. I'm bullish on the long term. It was just something that I wanted to point out, and the bears will not agree. The bulls will not agree. They will be furious with me, okay? But it's just understanding the market structure, which did actually break down here. We're not counting Bybit, as we did get this wick on the futures exchanges, because this wick was lower. But from the high to this low, you did break the structure last higher low, which was this one right over here. This is why we got this lower high as well. So anyway, we're going to be analyzing a little bit of the local scenario. We're going to be analyzing the local scenario, the local levels. We got some legends in some long positions from ever so slightly lower levels with very good risk management. But yeah, get those altcoins pouring in, guys. Let's smash up that like button as well. All right, as we get that like button, I know we do have some super chats here. Make sure to destroy the like. Let's get to 300. We cannot be over 1,000 people watching the stream, and the like button is just lagging behind. What is going on? What is going on with that like button? Let's go. My man, PNG DEX on AVAX. We can take a look at that later on, guys. Dot for the current bull run. My man, James. Polkadot for the coming bull run. I have to say, I want to take a look at the dollar index as well, legends, okay? Polkadot, we need to focus on Bitcoin first of all, okay? Levels of confirmation. Polkadot for this bull run. Whew. Yeah, I would have to say we need to be a little bit concerned about this movement. I do believe, some of these altcoins are going to underperform our expectation. I do see Polkadot breaking out from the highs of March here. I mean, let me just, yeah, we front run the highs of March here ever so slightly. I do see another breakout, and I would have to come to the conclusion that at least Polkadot, you're going to ask me, are we going to hit all-time high, which is the peak? I would say at $13, $15, I would consider taking some out, right? That's only about a 3x from current price levels, just in case we are forming an ABC move, guys. instead of a 1, 2, 3, right? And the third wave absolutely rockets. And, you know, we start forming, you know, 4 and 5, and we head to close to all-time high. I would already consider taking some initial investment out when we break the March highs around about $13, $14. Guys, let's be honest. This could be ever so slightly different for altcoins. But I would leave a moon bag. I mean, if you've been buying at lower levels, that is completely fine to hold a moon bag. Just consider taking a bit of profit as we break out from the highs, and leave a moon bag. If you bought from lower, you don't mind holding, right? Because you're in a profit anyway, and your losses are going to be very, you know, unrealized losses could be very, very small. You just need to hold on another bear market if that were to be the case. But yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical on some altcoins that could be forming an ABC. Still expecting the bullish case. However, Chainlink is the best example here to take a look at the charts, okay? Chainlink is the best example that I could give you about this. You know, this is what I'm expecting on Chainlink, right? We're still in the third wave formation. But we need that data, right? Regardless, the levels to buy on Chainlink were here or here, right? I wouldn't be confident in buying some Chainlink right now where we at. Yeah, you can get into some scalp day trades, but what if this, right, is, you know, we're going to enter a depression just out of speculation, that this is an ABC move. Lots of altcoins will not reach their previous all-time high, and we enter, you know, that bear market, right? Late 2025, give or take, maybe even slightly earlier. And we start entering that bear market, and this has to just be an ABC move, meaning that we will see the best opportunity, right, in this bear market, because then the next bull run will be the most epic bull run, right? A lot of people are speculating that this one is the bull run that is going to really be the last one, the last big bull run, right? But I think most of the people are expecting that. So the moment Chainlink starts breaking down, I have it pretty clear here, guys. The charts tell me the story. The charts do tell me the story. The moment Chainlink pulls back down into this green box, around about $16, $17, we're just very close to that level. I'm going to be very, very skeptical, okay? The chances here of this being a double 1-2 is there. It is there. It is there. But I would be analyzing very carefully the next bounce. The next bounce is going to tell us the strength, right? So yeah, we could hit $18, we could hit $17, we could bottom out here. I still speculate that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Chainlink, right? We're just in the fourth wave in a wedgie structure. It looks pretty damn good. You know, still leaning on the side that we're going to break out here. We're still bullish. But if we come down to hit $17, $16, that will invalidate the possibility that we are in a wave 3, just because the wave 4 is pulling back too much. We'll be hitting the golden pocket, and that is an invalidation already for a wave 4. And I'll have to just come to the conclusion that this, you know, maybe is a 1-2 scenario, double 1-2. And the bounce that happens is going to give us all of the information. If we do move down and we start rocking here, bang, we got to move up here, very strong move up with high volume. I'm going to say, okay, I'm not selling. I'm actually, you know, looking to see higher levels, right? I'm going to speculate on a double 1-2 here. And we're going to see a third wave, very explosive in the coming weeks. But if we come down and then get a bounce and we start moving like this, right? Where it just looks not good at all. We're forming a bit of a wedgie scenario. I would consider taking some profits out of the accumulation over the last few years, just realizing that, you know, maybe this is it, depending on what Bitcoin does as well. There's still a little bit more information. This is regarding spot, okay? This is like an exit strategy that I have myself on, you know, I want to play the safe game. I want to have some cash And I'm still in very insane profits from Chainlink. In the case of Chainlink, from what I've been accumulating throughout the last couple of years down here. Chainlink is going to be very, very good to try and predict where we are in the market. It's a high cap coin, right, in the top 20. And the analysis is very, very solid on Chainlink when we look at the charts. So Polkadot, we just want to be cautious. As soon as we break the March highs on Polkadot, we want to be very, very careful. Want to start considering maybe scratching some profits out of the table, right? Around about $14, $15. You might think you're crazy, right? I'm hoping that Polkadot does reach at least $50 or $100, right, in this cycle. We need to get those numbers down, legends. We need to get those moon boy numbers down and play the safe game, right? Anyway, we need to focus on Bitcoin, legends. We need to focus on Bitcoin. We've just been flip-flopping. Anybody that is new here, welcome to the channel. We're going to be analyzing now the slightly lower time frame on Bitcoin and several scenarios that we do have on the chart, okay? Let's speculate the levels where we could bounce if we do drop down very aggressively, all right? I am currently in no long positions at the moment. No long positions at the moment. Some of the legends are in a long position from lower. I can explain that scenario. They're already being very defensive. And that has to do with the 0.88 bounce, okay? The 0.88 bounce and some bullish CVD divergence, right? Pretty aggressive, playing defensively. But if we do get that reversal from this point, then eventually they're going to be making some pretty nice profits, right? But we just hit the 0.88 Fibonacci from this movement, and we are forming some pretty nice bullish CVD divergence. We did form some pretty nice bullish CVD divergence, right? We've got higher lows on price action and a lot of people selling, right, at the lows. There's been a little absorption right there, getting a little relief rally throughout the last hour, okay? There's lots of people selling, lots of people wanting the price to, get the price just breaking down already, right? So you got lots of sells coming to play here at $93,000 range, which is actually getting a little bit of a reversal here, and it does have the potential in getting a reversal sign. So the legends did, long here at very, very low levels. I did not enter that long position. But overall, it's kind of acceptable. We got a bit of data here, lots of shorts entering, a bit of choppiness, absorption, lower lows on the CVD, lots of shorts entering right there. That could get stopped out if we do get a relief rally, okay? So it is an acceptable long trade setup with very good risk management, of course, with your stop loss. Could bring a nice reversal. So let's try and understand a little bit of the waves here on Bitcoin, right? Let's try and understand. Hang on a second, guys. As we get that like button absolutely destroyed, okay? I'm just going to turn the aircon on, guys. I turned it off because it was freezing here. It was freezing and I had to turn it off. Let's get to at least, my goodness, legends, to 500 likes. Come on, we cannot be 1,000 people watching the stream. I'm going to focus here a little bit on the Bitcoin technical analysis and give you some invalidation levels where the price could see a sign of strength, and that if we do reject, we could see a little bit of, more bearish momentum. We're going to try and understand where we at here on this move down. Okay, try and understand where we are in this move down. Do we have a completion here of a 5-wave move down, and we're going to already start getting a major reversal bounce? We're going to talk about the most important levels either for a short or for a long position. So make sure to stay tuned, destroy that like button. We're just going to go right into the most important levels and how we can look for a trading opportunity, managing risk like an absolute beast, okay? And if you are interested in taking any trading setups on Bitcoin or on many different altcoins, Weeks is an incredible platform, guys. Been testing out Weeks. You got the biggest bonus on Weeks down below with the link, guys. Just scrolling down, you got the Weeks sign up bonus right over there, and you just need an email and a password. So let's get that like button to over 500 likes, and then we're going to focus on Bitcoin. Could we see that reversal happening here? We're going to talk a bit of what are the different scenarios, okay? Just going to turn the aircon on, guys. I'm absolutely roasting. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We are back. We are back. Let's go. I really want to go through the comment section, guys, but I think we need to focus on Bitcoin. A lot of people are here for the Bitcoin analysis because they are going to leave. They're going to go. They're not going to like the streams because, hey, where's Bitcoin analysis? So let's analyze the all-time high, not all-time high here, sorry, the highs here from a few days ago at $102,000, right? 102.7K. We moved down in one wave here and a second wave. We had another wave down and a bit of a consolidation. So we need to speculate that this has been a wave 1, 2, 1, and 2. Then we got the third wave down, very aggressive with high volume, right? High volume right over here on this third wave. Now, what we need to try and understand is, what we need to try and understand here is all of this choppiness that happened, right? Because this could have been the third wave down here. All of this, a third wave. And that has to do, all right, looking at the movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5. This third wave finishing down here. And there is a reason to believe that that could have been the end of the third wave. It has to do with an expanding move here. Has to do with an expanding move. Okay, and when we take a look at this fourth wave, you know, without a doubt, I would say that this has been the fourth wave, right? You got a nice movement down in a third wave, and then you get the long fourth wave, very shallow. So all of this, you need to speculate, you know, has this been the fifth wave? You do have a wave 1 here to the downside, a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. We need to change this. We need to change the color. Very, very bad price action. Very choppy, very confusing. Getting that major wick and that pretty nice bounce to the upside. So now what we need to speculate is, could this be the wave 1, 2, 3? This is the fourth, and then we couldn't come down into the fifth wave, right? Let's turn this green so we can see it's different, right, on the higher time frame. This is a bit of the count that I'm looking at here based on the waves, right? Do we have more steam to go to the downside? If this were to be the case, the fifth wave can be very, you know, very disturbing. It can break down. It can just test the lows. Do we have a flat scenario that we haven't formed the fourth wave yet here? Because what is disturbing about this low is that we have formed a 3-wave move up. For the moment, we formed a 3-wave move down. So we just got a 3-wave and a 3-wave. And we've hit the 0.88 Fibonacci, the 0.9 if you wish. There is a minimum target for a possible flat. So we've hit the flat target if we are speculating in an A, B, C. Now, the question is, are we still in that fourth wave formation? Are we still in the fourth wave? We're just going to take out the highs and we're going to roll over, or are we going to break out from these highs, right? Because, you know, that is my question right now. Just because we formed this price action throughout the last few hours, you know, I will consider this scenario, and it's going to be looking very interesting on the lower time frames. You got possibly double 1, 2, 1, 2. You're going to get a 3, big move up, a 4, 5, and a 4, 5, where you do form that kind of triple top formation. Very, very choppiness. You know, very choppy to form that C wave and an A, B, C flat. And then you get people very bullish. This is it. We're going to reverse pretty aggressively, and then we get the roll back down in that fifth wave. It is a scenario that I am considering. Now, this is not going to be an easy short position, right? It's this could break out, guys, and we go to higher levels. You've finished the fifth wave here on the impulse, and this is a 1, 2, and you're forming a 3, 4, 5, and we off to the races, right? Which I don't think is the likely scenario. But this is a lower time frame possibility, right? Trying to analyze the local structure, something that could happen in the coming hours, right? This is what we do on the channel. We look for a possible day trade possibility, right? That could happen in the next coming hours, analyzing the waves, right? So this area is going to be very interesting. This area will be interesting. If the price breaks down already from here, we could speculate that the fourth wave on the higher time frame, which is the green, right, which is this 1, 2, you form the third wave. This has been the fourth wave, and now you're forming the fifth wave, where you got 1, 2, 1, 2, you form a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then we reverse at some point, right? You know, it's possible, right? I'll have to come to that conclusion if we start breaking down that the fourth wave has already topped out here, because you got a zigzag, right? You got a 3-wave move up, 1, 2, 3. That is a corrective move. That could be the fourth wave, and now you're just building up power here to break down. Very much a possibility. We'll talk about the breakdown. What are the most important levels, right? To speculate on a big falling knife, catch the falling knife, right? Yesterday, it was a catch the falling knife situation, which the weekly level did not hold. The level that held very nicely was that swing failure pattern, right? This was the falling knife level that got the bounce yesterday, right? Liquidity grab from this low over here of the 1st of January at $92,600, and the 0.88 Fibonacci, which is, I like to call it the second golden pocket, because it's such an epic level that does get a reaction most of the times. 0.88 with that low, nice bounce of a few $1,000s for a catch a falling knife, right? Which is never recommended unless you know what you're doing and know you're being responsible with your stop loss and you're entering where you need to enter. You cannot add to the position and hope that it's going to reverse because it's a good level. No, we could slice through the level and then you're getting burnt, right? And you're losing more money than you're willing to lose, and then you feel sorry and what have I done and all of this, right? None of that, guys. We don't do that. We do not do that, okay? We do not do that. We do not add to position and have limit longs. We're going to bounce here. This is a good entry. No, guys. We need to react at the level. Get in on the reaction, on the possible bounce, and put the stop loss beneath the low created, or the high if we're shorting. That's the only way, guys. It's the only way that I have figured out how to make profits trading, because, you know, you need to have a stop loss. You need to have invalidation levels. So regarding that scenario, this is going to be an interesting level, okay? If we move up to $95,300, taking out this lower high, it's going to be very interesting. We could break out very aggressively. Then we're just looking for higher levels. We're just looking for higher levels. There are some reaction levels that we could reject from that can be explained. But overall, you know, I would speculate that if you do reject from this high, you do have an ABC flat scenario where you form a 3-wave here. You formed a 3-wave ride over here. And now you're going to slowly, you know, come up here, right? Just imagine that if we do move up here with a 5-wave structure and you reject from this level, I will happily say that this will be looking extremely weak and that we're likely going to come down to the lows once we get the rejection from $95,400, right? $300, $400. A first initial rejection will be bearish, will be quite bearish, and the bounce will likely form a lower high and then come down, forming that ABC flat and higher time frame wave 4. If that were to be the case and we reject, this is the kind of scenario that I'm looking at. Let's talk about the bearish case. If we are moving down, let's talk about the bearish case. That if we do break down, then we have the completion of the 4th wave right over here, which has formed a zigzag. And now we're just building 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going to slice through with a 3rd wave, 4, 5, 4, 5. And then we're going to form that kind of 4-5 wedgie structure, and then we're going to get the reversal at some point. What are the levels and the target zones that we need to talk about here? Where can we bounce, right? All of this drawing is a big fat nothing if we don't talk about the targets and the scenarios and the confluence levels on where we can get that bounce, because anybody can draw on a chart and do a live stream. But what is most important is explaining the scenarios, right? That's what we want to do. We want to explain the scenarios so the viewer can understand, right? So let's just zoom out to the 1 hourly time frame. Zoom out ever so slightly. We do know that we are aggressively moving down with an impulse here. We got high volume, right? It's moving down pretty aggressively. So, if we do go down to lower levels, what are the levels that I am interested in, right? Do we have daily levels? Do we have naked point of controls, right? Weekly levels? What do we have here below $91,000, right? What do we have here in this zone? We're going to pull out those levels right away. For the moment, we do have a daily level at 89,900. 89,900, there is a daily level right over there that is very interesting, right? Daily level is always good. We always like daily levels. Let's get this level out of the way. We don't need that. Do we have any weekly levels? No, weekly levels yesterday was getting a bit of choppiness. We can actually get that weekly level off the chart. We don't need it now. We don't need that weekly level. Let's see if we do have any, no monthly, previous levels, previous month low. We do have previous month low right over here when we go to the monthly chart. Let's go with the monthly chart right away. Hang on a second here, legends. Let me just turn on the music. Let's turn on the music right away. Very important, muy importante. The previous month low, where we got this shooting star, right? As they say on this candlestick, very bearish pattern. Very, very bearish pattern for a shooting star, my goodness. On the monthly, the previous month low is interesting, right? Just because it's the previous month low. It's very close where we have that daily. I mean, this $90,200 to $89,900 is where we have a daily and the previous month low. That will be sweeping up this low over here, the low of the wick that we had on the futures, right? On spot exchanges, we did not claim this low. On futures, we did, right? Nice liquidation event on futures, classic. And on spot, we did not reach that low here from the 26th of November. So this would be an area where I would like the price action to get a reaction, right? If we do come down there, I mean, that's a $3,000 drop from current price levels. Could it happen? Absolutely, yes. $3,000 is nothing for Bitcoin right now. It could happen very easily once we get a bit of selling pressure. It might be just a strong liquidation event. The daily and the previous month low, right, is a zone where I would be very much aware of. Now on the spot exchanges, that previous month low is potentially another level. Let me just confirm that, because yeah, if we did not hit that low on Coinbase or Binance, that previous month low is going to be ever so slightly higher, because it is that wick on futures. Let me just double confirm that. Yeah, previous month low, 91,271. 91, yeah, it is. It is slightly higher on the spot exchanges. Yeah, something that's not too reliable. I wouldn't rely too much with this one on the futures. But we do have the daily. The daily is the one that I would be very much aware that it could get a reaction bounce, okay? So you want that price action to potentially hit the daily, get back above the daily, and that is your level where the price could start reversing. And this, if we move down very aggressively, that's if we do suddenly waterfall, guys. You know, we need to be ready for some major levels for a possible waterfall. that is a little bit of a higher time frame, right? That would be like if we do slice through, or the price action here in the next coming hours, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, if it does happen, right? Basically, if it does happen, the level that I would be eyeing here for a speculative long position on the reaction is that 89,900. If we slice through the level, lower we go, lower we go. Another big major level that I would be interested in is the 85,400, right? We just need to be ready to pull the trigger, guys, right? Because people are not ready to pull the trigger when you have a waterfall, right? And then usually when you waterfall, you will find a level that will react and will get the bounce, right? I've got alerts set, and if I'm around and I have the alert on the phone, I will be instantly, quickly looking at the reaction at the level and probably jump into a long position with stop loss beneath the low created, right? So let's just imagine out of nowhere that the price waterfalls at some point, which I don't think is going to happen. We should be seeing some kind of relief rally, but it's a level that you want to be ready for. It's the first higher low after the major pump that we had in November of 2024. It's the first higher low after slowly grinding up here, after a major pump, that I would be paying attention. 85,200, give or take, depending on the exchange. This is a classic zone where you have the inefficiency, right, of this massive move up on the daily or on the 4 hourly. This is a big candlestick, right? Fair value gap, you would call it, right? Where you'll be looking to get a reaction at that zone, very likely at 85,200. That's only if we waterfall. If you want to catch a falling knife, this is the level where you want the price to dip beneath it and get above it. And this is the kind of level where you get a pretty nice V-shaped recovery bounce, and bouncing a few $1,000s in this case, right? This would be like the sniper long. And this can only be traded if the price gets back above that low. If you get back above that low, you have your trigger, because your stop loss is going to be the low. You ain't holding a position down here. You ain't holding, oh my goodness, I'm in the loss, unrealized losses, I'm down 80%. What should I do? Should I close? Should I wait for a reversal? You're never going to hear me with any of that situation, okay, regarding Bitcoin trading. It's just not the way how I trade. I don't hope for a reversal. I have levels and I have stop losses, and if it reacts and it bounces, then happy days. If not, get stopped out. We move to the next scenario. So this trade can only be triggered if you get back above that low. If you get back above that low, you can trigger it, because you can have a stop loss. You know where you put your stop loss, and you know where to enter. So that's only in the waterfall case scenario, right? On higher time frame. We need to get these levels ready, guys, for any emergency panic. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin at 85K, what's happened? Because this would be a very epic bouncing level if we do wick and get back above it. So I just shorted BTC, says someone here in the comment section. We can take a look at Bitcoin right away on the lower time frames. Of course, we do have the previous week low as well. I mean, that's a level, previous week low. We do have that previous week low, which is at $91,261, right? Previous week low, there we have it. You know, we like to wick beneath the previous week levels, right? Or get above it and get a major rejection, right? You got a clear example here on the price action, right? You got the week low here from the last week of November. And look how the next week you did wick beneath that level and you got above it. You got above it and you had a major bounce. Look at the previous week low from here, right? The 23rd of December, last week of December or third week of December, you wicked beneath it, right? The last week of December, and you got above, right? So previous week levels are very important levels. You can see it on the chart, right? We can see it in November. You had a previous week low that was wicked down, and then that same week you recovered. And the previous week low here from the last 2 weeks of December, You tested it and you recovered very nicely. So the previous week low is sitting at 91,261. Without a doubt, it's a good level for a swing failure pattern. You get beneath it and you start recovering again this week, right? We're almost ending the week over here, but overall, it's a good level. When we go to the 1 hourly time frame, that previous week low is down here at 91,261. It is a reaction level. It is a reaction level where I would be looking for a bounce. Okay, if you do get back above it, so it's the classic, get beneath it, get above it, and you get that movement to the upside, kind of a bit in a V shape, right? Or just following the trend. That bounce, you're probably downtrending still. You want to take some profit on that bounce. But anyway, we've got some comment section here, guys. I'm just focusing on different levels and different scenarios on Bitcoin, okay? Major levels and explanations that we need to take into consideration. You know, just the previous week low is an important level regardless, just like I've shared with you here from the last few weeks. Got week low that was tested and major bounce. You got this week low that was also tested last week, and we got the bounce up to plus $100,000, right, in this case. So that last week low, you know, we need to take it into consideration. You just might wick beneath it and get an instant bounce, maybe of a few $1,000s. So it's just levels that we want to take into consideration, guys, if we do get a major drop where we know we could bounce from, right? We know we could bounce from these levels. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section, guys. I'm sorry I'm making this a little bit overextended, but it's higher time frame levels, explaining the levels, why they could react. I think it's important. I think people want to know that information. But yeah, I want to talk about as well, if we were to break down here, the major target zones. I mean, if we do break down from here aggressively with high volume, we want to stay cautious. We could be forming a 1-2. 1-2. We form the third wave here. We'll get a reaction bounce. We'll probably test the lows again. 4, 5, 4, 5 again. You know, this is the kind of price action that could happen if we break down, and this candlestick on the breakdown has the highest amount of volume. Then what we're looking at here is another 4-5 movement. It's going to get choppy. People want to try and long it, right? This could get a reaction bounce at the previous week low, but might come down again. It's probably going to be very confusing, but if we do form this kind of price action to the downside, which would make sense if we break down from the lows here of yesterday, it would make sense to break down with high volume. And you would have to come to the conclusion that this has been a zigzag wave 4. You got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 breaking down with high volume. Then what you're expecting is bounce back down, and then the full-on reversal. This is going to be analyzed very carefully, because if we were to break down, we will have the highest amount of volume on the breakdown, guys, right? The breakdown of a low is where you have the highest amount of volume most commonly. And we will know that we have to come to that conclusion that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we're looking for a 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Regardless, test the lows here 2 times. Maybe coming to that daily, maybe coming to the previous month low, right? On Bybit, on the futures. And then get the proper reversal, right, of several $1,000s. So we'll be eyeing that scenario very carefully in the Legends trading community on Discord, guys. You know, we'll be doing the updates and analyzing a little bit what could happen. We do have myself and the coaches there in the Legends trading community, okay? That is where we do the daily updates, the setups, guys. If you are interested in taking your trading to the next level with the educational modules, you do have the first link down below, okay? This will take you to the website. You got the free Discord where there's a lot of people active, and you also have the private Discord where we are very, very active there, posting updates and different scenarios every single day. it's time for comment section, legends, okay? So it's time for comment section. We talked about major levels, major zones. If we break out from here, this could be quite bullish, right? We got the possibility that if we do hit this high at 95,300, which is the previous week equilibrium, the previous week 50% Fibonacci, it could turn out into a 3, 3, you're forming a 5-wave move up here. And if you do reject from that level with a strong pullback, you're very likely forming an ABC flat. You're coming back down. This has been your higher time frame wave 4, and you're rolling down to the lows. That is only if you reject from that level. That will be a clear sign that the price action will likely come down. Okay, so we want to short on the rejection. We want to short somewhere here or somewhere here, stop loss at the high, and look for the lows to be claimed, which is the take profit zone. That is only going to be a valid trade if we reject from that 95,300 with a strong move down, give or take $500, $700, $800 move. You know, if it's 1,000, even better, just to see the weakness and the power of the rejection to get that continuation to the downside. If we break up here, then we are looking finally for that bounce, right? We're looking finally for that bounce. And we'll be analyzing very, very carefully this higher low. This could be a scenario that happens without a doubt. It's without a doubt a possibility. If we do start breaking up here to the upside, it's going to be interesting, right? Let's just speculate out of nowhere. This is the pivot low from yesterday at 92.4K. From the pivot high bounced here just early this morning to this higher low. The 1.618 extension at 97,500 is a rejection point where you have that lower time frame wave 4, which is classic if it were to be a wave 4 here, still on the formation. Sweep of the highs, these lower highs that we formed yesterday at 97,200, hit the 1.618 extension from this movement. Boom, 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 boom. It gets very bullish. Everybody gets very bullish. Full recovery. Sweep up the highs right there above 97,200 and reject at the 1.618 extension from this move. And you're looking for a pretty decent pullback here. I would be eyeing the session VWAP as a take profit, or at least the 382 Fibonacci from the pivot low to the pivot high, right? It's formed 236, 382 is a zone that you want to take profit just in case this ends up impulsive, right? And you're forming 5 waves up. But regardless, you're looking for a good rejection at that level at 97,200. It's a good swing failure pattern level just because you have the 1.618 extension from this movement to the upside, which is with a liquidity grab. So you expect liquidity grab and a pullback afterwards. Okay, so that is a good level to take into consideration right over there. If we do break up, you know, you need to have those levels set on your trading plan, because as traders, we are interested in a long level here, we're interested in a short level here, we're interested in a short level here. So depending on the reaction on these different levels, that is basically our entry zones, either for a short or either for a long. Depending on how the price reacts at that zone, if we do reject from them, we've got extensions, we've got reasons to believe why they could reject. We need to have different plans as day traders, right? So there's no swing long here to be taken to all-time high. I'm sorry. We look for day trades, level to level. And if you are interested in day trading, you have weeks, guys. This is, for me right now, the #1 option, okay? If you cannot trade on Bybit, you got a great bonus down below, $20,000 deposit bonus, and you have the link in the description. You just need an email and a password, legends, if you want to start trading on weeks right away. Let's go through the comment section now. Yes, guys, we've looked at several scenarios on Bitcoin, the different possibilities, the different levels. Right now, we do have bullish CVD divergence. So there is a chance in bouncing up here. And the bearish case, of course, would be basically seeing this as a 1-2-1-2. The double 1-2 invalidation is taking out this high right over here. So if you do take out 94,500, I think there is going to be a high chance that you're going to take out 95,300. Okay. So if the bulls are in a long position here, down here, such as the legends, which are basically getting in here at a very, very good level, already protecting position based on the bullish CVDs and the 0.88. Shout out to Aiden here, looking for that scenario in the community. You know, very, very good entry at 0.88. If that plays out eventually, well, if we do take out this high at 94,500, we're very likely going to take out 95,300 because that will invalidate the double 1-2. And yeah, you're basically invalidating here a kind of an impulse. So you just, if you take this high, you're likely going to take out this one, which, you know, would be ultimately another, you know, a take profit zone. And then here is where we're going to really analyze very carefully for that flat scenario, right? If you do reject, we're looking for that rollover back down. If we reject from that level and we don't break out, right? If we break out, then higher we go. Anyway, let's go right away. That's where I have the position with the stop loss. You know, I've taken most of the profit, compounded into that short from yesterday. Okay, just yeah, basically before yesterday, been compounding because wanted to maximize the downtrend and just adding to the short, taking profit. You know, managed to lock in $3,000 on that movement down. But I would have gone with a heavier position if I would have catched that double top just a couple of days ago, which was the entry zone. This would have been the epic entry zone just to manage risk like a beast. Entered a little late here with a small position, accepting a stop loss, but still looking for shorts, just hoping that we were going to get another high here and hit a major level of confluence. I was interested in this lower high right there. That was slightly front run. This was from the 19th of November, and we ever so slightly front run that level, which was for me very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to take that short, which we did not hit when we got that price action here on Tuesday. So anyway, let's go through comment section now. Yes, it is time, guys, for comment section. Okay, it is time for comment section right away. Let's go, let's go, let's go through comment section and say hello to the beautiful community. And yeah, let's analyze the situation. All right, let's analyze the situation on some altcoins. Comment section time. That like button is exploding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are we going to take a look at some altcoins? Are we going to roll down on Bitcoin? Let me ask a poll here. First of all, altcoins, guys, altcoins will do whatever Bitcoin does, right? Let's just keep it that way. Simple and easy. If Bitcoin dumps, we're gonna see altcoins follow. It's that simple, right? So yeah, sometimes it's kind of not worth analyzing the altcoins. We got a few scenarios here locally on Bitcoin, but we can take a look at your favorite altcoins and give you my opinion. Do you think Bitcoin will bounce soon? Let me know. Do you think Bitcoin will bounce soon? On a poll, guys, just put that poll. I want to know the opinion. Are people expecting a bounce? Are people expecting? Check out here the poll. Do you think that Bitcoin is going to bounce soon? Check out the poll, guys. Let me know. Let's see if people are bullish or people are still very bearish. We're just going to break down, guys. There's no reversal going to happen. It's all going to start crashing down. We got yes, 60%, no, 40%. It is a bit of a battle here. We got bulls and bears. Pac-Man is a big bear here by the looks of things. We got in the comment section, Pac-Man is saying that he is bearish. He's bearish. He sees lower levels coming. Yes, huge bounce coming, says Truth Detective. Let's go. The 4-hour looks bullish. Let's take a look at the 4-hourly candlestick. Why not? Let's take a look at the 4-hourly right away. Is the 4-hourly bullish? Let's go. 4-hourly, is it bullish? Let's just clean up the chart here with all the levels, right? It looks like a big fat mess. Let's get all the levels here off the chart right away. 4 hourly looks bullish. Why does the 4 hourly look bullish? Why does the 4 hourly look bullish? Because of this wick. There's no engulfing candles. This was a pretty good bullish sign, guys. This was an epic long position right over here where you tested the lows and you had a 4 hourly engulfing candle right there, and you come back down and back test the lows. My goodness, what an epic long position to the highs. Nice day trade right over there. Of course, you could have held that long position last week, but this was a good reversal sign on the 4 hourly. Nice 4 hourly engulfing candle, back testing the lows right there. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm not sure what is bullish here on the 4 hourly. I mean, it's very choppy, very choppy. Volume is decreasing, guys. I mean, this is the clear sign for a reversal at some point. All right, this is a clear sign when you have a downtrend after a major big volume spike and you have decreasing volume. It just shows you that the selling pressure is getting exhausted. Doesn't mean that you cannot get one more drop, but overall a reversal is very much on the cards at some point. Okay, so let's see what people are saying here regarding the reversal. Yes, 57%, 43. It's almost a 50-50. Huh? A lot of people bearish still. The RSI on the 1 hourly is bullish though. Well, I'm not an RSI guy, okay, because it might be bearish, might be bullish on the 1 hourly, oversold, right? I can already tell you this is oversold on the 1 hourly RSI. That is for sure. But anyway, yeah. Yo, we got CBM here. My goodness, guys, if you don't know who this guy is, you need to go and check him out. Oh my goodness, I'm sure some of you already follow him. This is 𝗓𝗂, Crypto by 𝗓𝗂. If you don't know who this guy is, he's in the pinned comment. You need to go and check him out. You got the pinned comment if you want the latest news, degen altcoin opportunities such as memes, AI agents, all sorts of different altcoin news, new altcoin opportunities, trending altcoins. You want to check out Crypto by 𝗓𝗂. He only opened the channel just a few weeks ago. Absolutely exploding, already at 700 subs, guys. You want to check him out, guys. I left him in the pinned comment, okay? Go and check him out. Show him some support because he does provide some great value. I think we're going down to $80,000, says CBM, Crypto by 𝗓𝗂. Woo! Just joined, says Chris. Absolute legend. Yeah, great news, information about crypto, guys. You want to go and check him out. He's been in crypto for many years now and decided to open the channel. Head and shoulder pattern on Bitcoin daily. I know what head and shoulder you're talking about, okay? I know what head and shoulder you're talking about. It is this one right over here. It's a little bit of a humpback Notre Dame head and shoulder, but overall, you know, it's you have the neckline here, right? Round about the $90,000, right? If we are speculating on this scenario, the classic target zone is taking the head, right, to the neckline. My goodness. My goodness, this is coming down to $75,000. I don't think it's the case, guys. Of course, if we are looking at a distribution, then yeah, maybe a head and shoulder does not look good. Does not look good, guys. We're still good, in my opinion. I have that gut feeling. There is an Elliott wave count that we still should be seeing. Another wave up to all-time high in the coming weeks, legends. Take that with a grain of salt, but there is high probability that we are going to take out the lows here. All right, so stay cautious, and yeah, just stay defensive if you're trading. I am finally bearish for once, says Digital Tech. I guess it's time to long then, right? That's what I get here from other people, right? If you're bullish, I'm bearish. If you're bearish, I'm bullish. CBM is saying also, we only dipped 15% from the top. Historically, we see 30% dips in the bull run. Remember that. That is very true, guys. When we do take a look at the previous bull run, we had some epic dips, right? Back in 2020, 2021. We had big major corrections, right? This correction was in January, February. 30% drop, right? 30% drop right over here. It is true. We have seen bigger dips. However, I have to say that the market is more mature, okay? And it's bigger volume, much more liquid. So pullbacks probably can get, you know, they can go lower. But overall, we just had a 15% correction. That is totally true. If we were to get a 30% correction, we're going down to 75K. That would be the head and shoulder target zone. January last year, same market formation. I know we got the bars pattern right over here, but so for the moment it is failing. For the moment it is failing. January of last year, same formation. In January of last year, we didn't get that pullback so aggressively, okay? So if we do bounce and we consolidate here, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because if this is going to be the case, where we do not break down successfully in the coming days below $90,000 range, if we do recover and get back above, this is going to be bullish. If we do break down and we go lower, then lower we go. We need to find some proof of support. But if we do range in the next coming days here, guys, it is going to be quite bullish, and I will be explaining why. There could be several different scenarios in a larger corrective move here forming, and I will be very confident to say this is bullish, guys, and we'll be explaining with technical analysis why it's a complex WXY structure. There could be a triangle formation, there could be a flat, different scenarios happening, of course. We don't know which one yet till we actually range, right? But it will be very, very bullish. Based on the timing, based on the waves, it will be a very, very bullish structure, and we'll be expecting new all-time highs once we form a sideways formation in the coming days. We'll be analyzing very carefully. It's still very, very soon. We could still expect to bounce and then back down and form 5 waves here to complete that ABC. All right, so we need a little bit of time to be confident on that reversal. Legends, thank you very much for joining the live stream. We got the Bitcoin analysis, major levels and different scenarios. If you've enjoyed this live stream and explanation, make sure to destroy the like button. We are not going to be taking a look at altcoins. Be cautious with altcoins, right? Trading. Do low leverage. We're going to keep altcoins for tomorrow, legends, all right? We'll be keeping altcoins for tomorrow. Isn't the pi cycle indicator reliable to speculate a top? Okay, legends, right, let's go through that. Pi cycle indicator has to be one of the most accurate indicators. This is also a main reason why I believe that the bull market is not topped yet, okay? Even though we could get big major pullbacks, all right? Pi cycle top indicator has to be one of the most accurate topping indicators from the Bitcoin cycles, okay? Pi cycle top indicator. There it is. Let's zoom out here and pull out the logarithmic chart and get the moving averages. We are very far away, guys, in forming a top here on Bitcoin. What you need is to activate those moving averages. And what you need those moving averages, you will get this sign. I remember seeing this sign in the previous bull run. It was a hot topic. Guys, the pi cycle top indicator provided a top back in 2021 here. This was in April, May. And matter of fact, it was the top. We did create one more top here, but we didn't successfully break out, right? So we are very far away on the moving averages. Moving averages need to get close together. So this is a clear indication that no matter how volatile the movements down can be, we are expecting a recovery in the next coming weeks. Legends, thank you very much for joining. Make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out the links down below, guys. Wix is a great platform. You just need an email and a password, okay? There's hundreds of altcoins. You got Bitcoin here, highly liquid. Just an email and a password, guys, with the link down below in the description. You got an incredible bonus for Wix. There's Bybit as well, or Bluffin, other alternatives, but Wix right now is without a doubt the #1 alternative for Bybit, in my opinion. Thank you, legends. Stay safe, trade safe, and I'll see you in the next one.